coming out of Call the Village of Johnsburg, August 6, 2024, regular meeting of the President and Board of Trustees to order at 7 p.m. On the roll, Trustee Morris. Absent. Trustee Hagan. Here. Trustee Clemstein. Here. Trustee Foreman. Here. Trustee Falk. Here. Trustee Lear. Can we stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. From the floor, Mr. Keel.
Question. As we saw manhunter behind our subdivision for phase 2, is that something coming up? Anybody would know? That's just preliminary.
It's something being talked about.
Well, there's people that have speculated about finishing off phase 2, but nothing solid.
They were there for a couple of days with surveyors, all the typical stuff. Just a question.
I think that Mr. Shea wants to sell it and people are looking at it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No problem. Can I entertain a motion to approve the omnibus agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Trustee Foreman, second by Trustee Letzker. Discussion on the motion.
I'd like to pull something.
Okay.
It's okay. Two things, actually. One, maybe simple or maybe a misread on my part, but under the President's report, after you announced about Party in the Berg, it said that I had reported plans for the event. I was absent during that meeting. I didn't know if that should be taken out.
I think that was a carryover from the previous one. Thank you. I'll correct that.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was one, and then the other one, just because I was absent, I did read through the minutes. I just had a question regarding the ordinance 24-25-05, and I was just curious, not being here, if that was brought up by current complaints or if it was just something we're adopting at this time.
The lighting ordinance.
No, that was something that was recommended by the ordinance committee for spillover lighting.
That's how it read. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure since I wasn't here. Okay, that's
It
all.
was just spillover lighting. I think at the end of the day, we all agreed that we don't want lighting spilling over to other people's house, whether it's on floodlights or spotlight. We have some people that are shining spotlights on other people's windows and stuff.
Can we just go ahead and pull it? Because I have some things too. So.
Yeah, you want to pull that?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Okay. Do you want to pull something else?
No, just
okay.
new one.
Okay, we'll pull that. Any other things that you'd like pulled? There being none, Trustee Letzker. Aye. Trustee Falk. Aye. Trustee Foreman.
Aye.
Trustee Clemstein.
Aye.
Trustee Hagan.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, can we have a motion to poll? What was the ordinance, Mike?
24-25-05.
Okay. We have a motion by Trustee Falk and seconded by Trustee Hagan. Discussion on the motion.
Yeah, so I did run it by some other businesses. In general, again, I think it looks great. The one thing that we did keep coming back to is that nobody wanted to see that 2 a.m. Section in there where lights are required to be shut down at 2 a.m. So,
When you say nobody,
all outdoor commercial or business lighting shall be turned off or reduced to minimum levels necessary for security purposes by 2 a.m. each night.
so it's basically minimum levels.
Right. But the businesses that I talk to they're not really comfortable with that for security reasons for their property. Because that's, again, it's a business, right? So nobody's there at night, so that's when people seem to want to come out and vandalize commercial properties.
Do you have a specific number of businesses? Are we talking 1, 2, or 5?
That I talked to about this? 3, 4.
Okay.
Is it uplighting, Josh, like on the building for security reasons or so? Is that the way, or just the parking lots?
Well, one of them is mine, right?
Sure,
But
okay.
yeah, just if you have no lights on, Joe's another one, in my area there. But it's, again.
Like it's outlot in there, or where?
Well, and it just, in the areas that we are both in, it's very dark around us, right? So, I mean, we have had our building spray painted. Yeah. And we've since put in cameras and have our lighting that's on all night and haven't had any issues. So I'm afraid for my business, and again, the consensus that I've got from the ones that I talked to was that they would really prefer not to turn off their lights at night.
I wonder if
So,
there a way-
Josh, you're just saying you just don't want the minimum at 2 a.m.? You want it, when you turn it on at 8 o'clock at night, it stays till 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Same,
Yep, dusk to dawn.
If the lighting is in current code to the ordinance and doesn't spill over, was there a necessary reason to have a time frame on it then?
I borrowed that language from the county
Okay.
ordinance in regards to theirs is 11 o'clock.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I went to stay uniform to our establishments in town, that liquor license and stuff, activity at the
Yeah,
restaurants.
a few years ago, the liquor licenses, we expanded them from 1 to 2 on weekends, and then we made them consistent, 2 every day of the week.
We can remove
And
that line.
so we sort of went along with that, but I don't think, if anybody doesn't have a problem with it, we can remove it, but I think then, we will maybe have to be a little bit more enforcement on spillover lighting, so everybody shades it, which is Mike's point, as long as it's shaded confined to the property.
To their property. within
I
their
don't
property.
think to their property and not.
And I think everybody would be okay with that.
I'm okay with that, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Makes sense.
okay. So,
So scratch under E, lighting regulations, E1E.
Or is it F?
I'm sorry, F, I have highlighted, I'm sorry, F, yes.
and do we have the spillover covered already, so it isn't.
Correct.
Yeah, with the property lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just cross it out.
Okay. Any more discussion on that issue? If there being none, trustee Hagan, trustee Clemstein, trustee Foreman, trustee Falk, trustee Metzger. Pass.
Just passed with the amendment.
Pass with the amendment. That's understood.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, move to approve professional service agreement with HR Green in the amount of $132,310 for pre-construction engineering and survey construction engineering and post-construction project closeout for the river sewer extension project. We have a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion.
A motion by trustee Hagan, seconded by trustee Falk. Discussion on the motion. With there being none, trustee Hagan. Aye. Trustee Clemstein.
Aye.
Trustee Foreman.
Aye.
Trustee Falk.
Aye.
And trustee Letzker.
Aye.
Motion carried. Move to approve ordinance 24-2507, directing the potential sale of public real estates. Motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by trustee Falk,
I'll
seconded
second.
by trustee Foreman. Discussion on the motion.
Other than the price, that's the only thing we modified?
And a timeline to line up with September's second board meeting of the month to make sure I have 30 days of compliance to legally post to the paper.
Fingers crossed.
Any other discussion? If there being none, trustee Letzker, trustee Falk, trustee Foreman,
Aye.
trustee Clemstein, and trustee Hagan.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, first read, no action for discussion. What?
I just cleared.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I'm saying something wrong. I'm
Nope.
sorry. No action. Move to approve ordinance 24-25-06, amending the conditional use permit for planned development for Dutch Creek Estate subdivision phases 3, 4, and 5. For discussion, is everybody aware of what is going before them? Any discussion on it?
I
Jack,
have
you wanna add
a question.
anything?
I know they talked about, even if you combine the PIN numbers, you're only going to have one ingress and egress for the driveway. That's per ordinance, am I correct, Vinnie? I'm saying that?
One driveway per road frontage per ordinance.
Per road. So you're just going to have one going to the house, another one going to the output.
Correct.
Is there a limit on, say, the parking area, the out front area, the staging area, say, how big that can be?
In the request, the amendment we've requested, there is no limitation, nor in your village ordinance you have a limitation on residential driveway parking area. So I think if you are concerned about that in the future, create one that applies throughout the whole town, because you don't have a maximum now.
Okay. I thought we had a maximum.
We have a maximum lot coverage not to exceed 35% of the estate zoning district, so that's everything in per.
So that would just
Yeah,
apply
that's
to,
permanent there.
Permanent
Yeah,
surface.
it'll apply to like driveway,
Yeah,
house,
permanent
deck,
surface.
et cetera.
Everything. Yeah, permanent surface.
still the same as,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, can't get that for permanent surface.
That's all I have.
I have a quick question, and it was brought up at the planning and zoning meeting, and I don't know if it was ever fully clarified. If somebody owns a home in Phase 2 that abuts Phases 3, or I don't know which one actually abuts Phase 2, how was it decided? Could they buy a piece of property in Phase 3 and add on to their house?
No.
So that was a no?
Yeah.
Okay.
They could buy another lot there and build another house, but they cannot build the accessory building under these provisions in that
Okay, so
situation.
exclusively 3, 4, and 5.
Correct.
How many total possible situations do you perceive happening over there? How many estate combined?
We've already had some people combine lots as they've been buying them, plus the 7 or 8 new people, and they're all buying 2 to 4 lots each. So using that projection of maybe an average of 2.5 lots per purchase, that would lead us to, instead of 90 or 100 homes there, what could have been, to probably more likely 35, 38, 40 at the most.
Okay.
So we'll have really less buildings in total, and more spaciously scattered out. And we're not letting the person mimic the house and have the monotony of that. We're making them complement the architecture of the house.
And that will be up to you? Are you the architectural review?
Yes, I'm one of the 3 on the committee.
Yeah.
You know the other one, Tom Banks, and
Yeah.
he has, the reason he's on the committee with me, he has wonderful taste. I have decent taste, and we assure you the buildings are going to be nice. And the customers are finding where a year ago, 7 years ago, 14 years ago, we couldn't find people that wanted to build $1 million house. Now we're finding these people that want to build $1 million accessory building.
Right.
So they must have been saving for a long time, and they're ready to spend now. And
God bless them.
it's a good thing.
It's a
It'll be
good thing.
beautiful.
And it seemed like, for the most part, the residents that are already there seem to be mostly supportive of this. Is that correct?
Yes, we went through the routine of the sticker shock of a notice. There's a public hearing for a change.
Right.
The magic word change. We were able to meet them in person, take them on tours, show them where we're really heading, and they completely have turned around and are supportive, and that negativeness is completely gone.
Okay.
They made me promise that I'll make them happy, and that I'm up for the challenge.
That's all I have.
Go ahead.
There was, in the public comments, there was some concern about the newer designs matching the older designs, the Phase 1 and 2 designs. Are the newer units, are they going to be required to meet the same architectural design standards as the first and second phase?
One more time. I got new hearing aids and I must have adjusted.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
In whatever it is, 3, 4, 5?
Yes.
Are those houses required to meet the same architectural standards as the?
Yes, the house is definitely, and as a matter of change in the times, after only having 4 homes in 17 years, we became a little on the lenient side. Now we have the confidence that we can be very, very forceful and not compromise with people that are trying to barely get in the development. And it's simply because it's people that want to have the accessory building driving them to build a nice house there instead of someplace else. Once we have our final approval, we're going to advertise in cranes and reach out to the whole Chicago area because it's such a unique product that we should be able to attract even more than the local interest. In the 8 buyers we have right now, 7 of the 8 already live in Johnsburg. But we're going to run out of local people at some point and need to bring some others in.
It's probably you, right, Josh?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
$1 million accessory structure. That's me. What would be the zoning of these?
The state, right?
E1?
E1, say other states.
There's no change in zoning.
Okay.
It's already zoned.
So then with the possibility of like an in-law suite or,
That's a condition.
So that would be a condition?
It's already in there, it's in the ordinance.
Okay. So is that going to, are we going to have any issues with any other E1s in town trying to go after that same conditional use?
Well, they would have to come before the zoning board and make that request.
And this is a PUD too as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so with the PUD, you have the control in the PUD versus the general estate lots, unless they're in a PUD, they would have to get that conditional use as well.
Yeah, and they emphasize though that outside of that, there's no rental of the
Right, yes,
livable area.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be hard to enforce, right, when you're saying specific family members that are only allowed to stay in there, but it's better than nothing.
Neighbors would probably bring it to your attention.
Yeah, I would imagine they would not be very,
Nuisances would happen.
Depends if the neighbors want it, when they like the people, like everything else.
yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next meeting be on the agenda to approve and pass it, okay? We leave them, think about it for 2 weeks, so nobody has any questions, but I don't see any problems at all, and I don't think anybody here does either. It was pretty well received by everybody, okay?
Fine, you'll let me know if you need anything else then.
Yep,
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. If there are any
Thank you.
questions come up, we'll get a hold of you. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Not to mention, my free lot, no, I'm just kidding. Whoa, don't put that in minutes. So, I'm sure somebody will come up with that bullshit.
He didn't hear you.
I know, he got just a... Okay, with that being said, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by trustee Foreman, seconded by trustee Falk. Any discussion on adjournment before we adjourn?
What is our first meeting in September going to be?
First meeting in September will be Tuesday the 3rd. Day after Labor Day?
Okay, we're going to be 3 and 17 then,
3 and 17.
the normal.
Yep.
Okay.
3, 17, and probably a cow on the 26th. Is that creating a problem on the 3rd for anybody being out of town?
No.
I mean, we can accommodate if it is. Everybody seems to be okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. We have a motion to adjourn. Trustee Hagan?
Aye.
Trustee Klumstein?
Aye.
Trustee Foreman?
Aye.
Trustee Paul? Trustee
Aye.
Litzky? Motion carried. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Gill? Thank you, Mr.